So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get to the main event, was the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman at ringside, the Vision in a tag team match. That's the main event for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. But before we talk about that match, we got to talk about a backstage segment where we see the Raw General Manager Adam Pearce, and he announces the first few matches for the tournament to face John Cena in his final match, and those matches will be happening next week on Raw. It will be Damian Priest versus Rusev one-on-one, and it will be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sheamus one-on-one. So yeah, those matches have been announced for next week's episode of Raw in the tournament. So yeah, that's what's happening there. And there's a women's world title match happening next week on Raw and so much other things. So yeah, women's tag team titles as well. But yeah, we get to the tag team match. And this match, it was pretty good for the most part. It was back and forth and everything. We see Jey Uso hitting an Uso splash onto Bronson Reed. The pin got broken up at the count of 2 by Braun Breaker. And then that's when we see all chaos break loose, where everybody was brawling outside the ring. And then both teams got counted out outside the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. The match ended in a double count out. But then after the match ended, both teams are still brawling. We see CM Punk and Jey Uso taking control of this brawl. And at one point, they take out Braun Breaker, and then they're beating down Bronson Reed. They got him laid across the announce table, about to put him through it, and then Jey Uso's walking around the ring, but then he gets hit with a spear outside the ring by Braun Breaker. He gets thrown inside the ring. CM Punk starts getting beat down, thrown into the timekeeper's area, and then we see Braun Breaker hitting another spear on a Jey Uso inside the ring, and then that's when Bronson Reed climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with a tsunami onto Jey, laying him out, and then we see CM Punk quickly getting into the ring with a steel chair, and then the Vision quickly got out of the ring, but then instead of going away this time, they actually grab 2 steel chairs for themselves, and then they get back into the ring, and then it looks like it's going to be a standoff right there, and then we see Logan Paul running into the ring, and yeah, he puts his brass knuckles on, and it looks like he's ready to fight side by side with CM Punk to take on the Vision, but instead he knocks out CM Punk by punching him in the face with those brass knuckles, and then we see Paul Heyman holding back the Vision and all that stuff. And then Logan Paul walks up to Paul Heyman, and then he takes off the brass knuckles, and he hands it over to Paul Heyman. So it looks like Logan Paul's possibly joining the Vision. So yeah, that was the ending of Monday Night Raw. Pretty good ending, though, if he is joining the Vision. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens next. But yeah, for that tag team match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. For match of the night, I gotta say it was the World Tag Team title match. I'll say that was match of the night right there. But yeah, for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, I'll give it 8.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Pretty good episode. But yeah, that's been my Monday Night Raw reviews. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris McDaniels. And follow me on my social media accounts. I'll be down there in the description box, and I'll be talking about NXT tomorrow night. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then.